Hello YouTube, this is Lucky from Team Kaiju Thunder, and today I thought I'd like to share with you guys my locals topping Dinomist deck. This incorporates the Draco engine, and this is post the April ban list, and right now it is set up before Shining Victories. And once that comes out officially, I'm going to definitely make an update video and post it on our channel. But to start off, we got our Triple Rex, best Dinomist currently in the deck. It's the Scale 6, and all the Scale 6s have the ability that if another Dinomist card is targeted, you can destroy this in the scale to negate the effect. And all Scale 6s have this effect. As for Rex's personal effect, his effect is that he can, when you declare an attack with him and you sacrifice one other Dinomist monster you control, you can either attack again with piercing damage. So if you ever come up against a Marshmallow, just sacrifice the Dinomist and attack through it. And its other effect is that, which is the big one, is you can sacrifice another Dinomist card in order to shuffle one card on your opponent's side of the field or a random card in their hand. And if you do, then this card gains 100 attack points, so not only does this power up Rex, but it also clears some of your opponent's back row, some of their beat sticks, and some cards in their hand, leaving them wide open. Next we have Triple Ceratops. This monster is a Scale 3, and all Scale 3s have of the Dinomist can, if another Dinomist card would be destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect, you can destroy the Scale 3 instead. And its monster effect is you can special summon it from your hand if all monsters you currently control are all Dinomist. Then we have Triple Brachion. What this does is, I already told you the Scale 6 effect. Its personal effect is that if your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack points on the field, that even if it's tied, you can special this from your hand. Also, you cannot control a Brachion when you do it. Same as Ceratops, you can't control Ceratops and special it at the same time. One of my personal favorite combos with this deck is if I have these two cards in my hand and my opponent has any monster, it could have 100 attack points for and it could have 100 attack points and you could have nothing. You can special Brachion from your hand, and since all monsters you control are Dinomists, if it was a clear board before, special Ceratops simultaneously or after it. Then you go to Nova and Infinity instantly. 2-card Infinity, which is pretty amazing if you go from nothing to Infinity. Triple Terran. What this card does is that when it destroys a monster in battle, it doesn't have to send it to the graveyard. You get to search your deck for a Dinomist card, so you can search any of the monsters, the spells, or the traps. Definitely more will be coming out in Shining Victory, so that will increase the amount of choices you got. Triple Plesios, one of my favorites. When this card's in the monster zone, for every Dinomist card you control, including him, your opponent loses 100 attack. This effect does not activate, so cards like say monster effects cannot be activated, this does not apply. It is a continuous effect, so it bypasses that, and when you get 2 or 3 on the field, the effect stacks. So if you had 5 Dinomist cards and you had 3 of them on the field, your opponent would lose 1,500 attack points. So this has won me a lot of duels and has saved my butt from things with high beat sticks like Monarchs and Despots. Stegosaur, I play double of him. He's mainly a Scale 3 searcher, but his monster effect has saved me a couple times. When another Pendulum monster other than himself battles, even if it's not Dinomist, he can blow both targets up at the end of the damage calculation. So that can get over some things, but then nowadays it doesn't help as much. Triple charge. Charge, when you play it, it allows you to add a Dinomist monster from your deck to your hand. So if you're missing a scale, play this and get what you need. Also, if a Dinomist is sent to the extra deck, this card allows you to summon it back or place it back in your hand. So in a way, it kind of outplays Monarchs a little bit. So because instead of going to the extra deck, charge returns it to the hand where you can pendulum it back again. So it'll definitely help you out with Monarchs occasionally. I play one of their field spell, which gives them all 300 attack points, and it also acts as an Armidi. So when whenever your Dinomist does battle, your opponent cannot activate any sort of card effect. Triple Rush. This allows you to special summon Dinomist from the extra deck or from your main deck, and what happens is once you summon it, it is unaffected by card effects, so it cannot be bottomless. People cannot remove it from play. It stays there, so if you're about to be attacked directly in special 2400 Rex, and they can't get over it, they can't really touch it, and most of the time they have to end their battle phase, unless if they can find a way around it. But at the end of the step, it is destroyed. So it'll go to the extra deck, and if you have charge, it'll just come back to your hand, so you can pendulum or put it in the scale. You got Solemn Warning, Limiter Removal. All the Dinomists are water machine types, so Limiter Removal doubles their attack until the end phase, and then blows them all up, and then charge will just add them back to your hand, or they'll go to the extra deck. I play Double Aquarium Stage. A lot of people don't run this card, but it is actually really good because what this does, the only effect that really applies is that your water monsters cannot be destroyed by battle except by a water monster. So your opponent controls. So unless if your opponent controls a water monster, they're not going to kill these guys in battle because they're all water. And also a lot of people run kaijus, and a lot of the time they give you the water kaiju. And when you control the water kaiju, that can't die by battle either. So you gotta. So Aquarium Stage is definitely a good card that not a lot of people play or just never thought about playing it. We got one Solemn Strike, Solemn Strike. I only can afford one, so this is a budget-based deck. If you haven't really noticed that, so yeah, I got one and I got lucky. One Bottomless, one MST. I play one Master Pendulum of the Draco Slayer and one Luster Pendulum. This is a mini engine that got hit by the ban list, so usually there was 3, 3, and 3, and 3 Draco face-offs, but with the ban list that got cut, so it's just one Master, one Luster, and 2 Draco Overlords with 1 face-off. And then I got a Fiendish Chain, Wall of Disruption, which this is also a really good card that not a lot of people know about. What it does is that when your opponent attacks, they lose, all of their monsters permanently lose 800 attack for every monster they control, whether it's in attack mode, defense mode. So let's say if they have Monarchs and they got 4 guys. They attack, this trap does not target or destroy. All of their monsters lose, let's see, if they had 4 Monarchs, they would lose 8 times 4, they would lose 3,200 attack points. They would become wimps, babies, and easily run overable. Malevolent Catastrophe to get rid of back row. If your opponent attacks, then just destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. Dinomist 3s, if a Dinomist card, if you can destroy the scale 3s to protect other Dinomist cards that would be destroyed by battle or by card effect. And then you got a Dark Hole. If you have a Raigeki, I would recommend it, but again, this budget and Raigeki is pretty expensive right now. So we got Infinity and Nova, only one, trying to keep it as low as possible. But since this is a machine type deck, you could just go into Nova really easily, and you just go into Infinity and stop plays. We got a Volcasaurus. We got a numbers 37 Hope Woven Dragon Spider Shark, which came out in the Premium Gold Infinite Gold set. And what this does is that 2 level 4 water monsters, again, Dinomist. When any player monster declares an attack, you can detach an Xyz material from this card, and all monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack until the end phase of this turn. And when this is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to a graveyard, it acts as a monster reborn. So if you lost any Dynamis as materials, or if you lost if they got rid of your Infinity, you can act as a monster reborn and bring it back and put it back into play. Then we got Arc, Castel, Heartland Draco. While this monster is face up on the field and you control face up spell cards, your opponent cannot attack it. If this is the only monster on your opponent on your side of the field, your opponent cannot attack at all. Especially if you place a lot of continuous spell cards, which this deck has a lot of, and pendulum scales also count. So unless if they can negate the effect or destroy all of continuous spell cards you control, they can't attack this. Also, this card can detach a material to attack your opponent directly, so it's good for end game. If your opponent has a big boss that you can't get over, just attack right through it. Daigusto Emerald for recycling. Xyz Dragon to help you get over the big monsters. Gaga Cowboy. Dinomist, or Dinoster, the Strong Draco Slayer. All pendulum monsters and spell cards that you control cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. So it protects your scales from being twin twistered and such. So he's pretty good. Magister, search out any pendulum monster that you may need. Ignister and Stardust Dragon. We do side a Starlight Road again for the people who like to twin twister and stuff. So gives you a target, but as for actually playing them in the main deck, you can't really do that unless if you side in the Starlight Road. And for sides, we got Imperial Iron Wall. This will protect you against the Burning Abyss, Phantom Knights, Cosmo, so definitely major. Second Phoenix Chain, Starlight Road. I side in one extra Master Pendulum, but I hardly ever actually side it into the main deck, so if you want to replace this one, this would be good. Monarch Stormforth. The thing about Monarch's decks is that once they get a tribute summon monster, you can pendulum from the extra deck. One way to easily fix this that Dinomist can also do is to summon a tribute summoned monster. So if you sacrifice one of their monsters or one of your own to summon Rex, Tops, or Brachion, you have access to your extra deck once again, and you're no longer locked out from it. One Mask of Restrict. I actually would play at least 2 if I had it, but I only have 1. So copy of Max C, especially for decks that definitely go wombo combo with their specialing. Pepe's, I'm looking at you. Vanity's Emptiness. One Twin Twister. The reason why this isn't in the main deck is because I don't like discarding with a lot of pendulum monsters. I mean, I got a lot of spells and traps, but they're also a little bit too good to discard, so I only side this in when I feel like it's necessary. Second Wall of Disruption, again, good card. Double Great Horn of Heavens, so stop pendulum plays. Abyss Dweller, stop Burning Abyss. And Xyz Encore in case you come up against a Dante or a infinity. You just play this, and they can't do squat. Alright guys, this has been my Dracomist profile for the April 1st ban list. This will be getting an update after Shining Victories comes out. And I highly recommend you give this a try. It has won me credit at the locals, and it has done me well. So this has been Lucky, and thank you for watching at Kaiju Thunder. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye.